Hey everybody, it's Joe. As I am recording this, I am watching P.I. McLeod's Twitch YouTube channel. Go give him a sub. Neophyte 1983, I think. He just did his pack opening today. We did get a new 5-star. We did actually get an announcement about it, which, again, feels like a rarity these days. And I did verify with P.I. that the only secondary feeder on this. There is no primary feeder. He has a theory as to why that is. Go check out his videos for that. I'm not going to give that away, but Hulkbuster being the secondary, I was able to get 2,500 shards, so I have the new one, such as this, and that means I am going to need command points when his store opens up next week, which means we are dumping the latest legendaries that we got. I'm not going to level everyone up, but we're having a discussion here. You know, game is still glitchy, game is still buggy, and I'm thinking about, with the new year, not doing the VIP anymore. I've been a day one VIP, and I know in the past it gets rid of ads just by you making any purchase, and I think the lowest purchase that you can make in-game is what, $1? $2, $3, $2. So what I'm thinking is, you tell me, just so I don't have ads, I'm dropping VIP, but let me know in the comments, or if you're watching or whatever, does that trick where you just do the $2 spend once every 28 days, as opposed to a $10 spend every 28 days? The only things that I spend any sort of real money on, quote-unquote, are this and Pokemon Go. But what I do spend in Pokemon Go is typically just from what I get from Google rewards. So it's not a ton of money out of my pocket, but again, this has been a broken game for the better part of the last, 6 to 7 months. I don't have my spreadsheet open right here, but if I was to open it up, if I do my Gazintas, yeah, it's been about 6 months. Since 5.5, we'll say. Since the game has been broken to some extent. So, why should I reward that sort of behavior? Anyway, I still like playing. It's still fun. We had to lose someone out of the Alliance the other day for not playing during a boss event after multiple warnings. And if you're familiar with the Dave Attell joke in regards to that, then you're familiar with the Dave Attell joke in regards to that. And my kid is on his, 3rd go-around, giving this game a try. And, you know, he's still a kid. And I say kid, he's 14. So he goes through phases with games and so forth. I know I'd mentioned I was doing Clash Royale with him, but I got to a point where I was, on level 8. And, I just reached a plateau where unless I spent money on the game, I wasn't going to be able to get any further along than where I was before. As you can see who I have favorited there, Puck. Because again, we're just leveling up whoever the highest 4-star is. Oh, I fully leveled up my first 3-star person, Luke Cage. I got Luke Cage all the way up to 370, and I haven't pulled a second Luke Cage cover to start working on a second Luke Cage. We're going to just dump all the latest legends here today in the hope for command points, so that when the Iron Man store opens up next week, we have stuff. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not going to bore you with leveling everyone up, but I am going to make a concerted effort here to say, okay, well, you know what? We are going to level everyone up. I'm rambling. Whatever latest legends we get here, I think we're going to dump as well. But where was I going with this? So yeah, so I got my kid playing. He's on the Alliance. This is his 3rd go-around with giving the game a try, and this is his 2nd time in the Alliance without getting booted. Let's hope he sticks with it. But yeah, so Clash Royale, I got to a point where I had kind of plateaued on level 8, and I wasn't able to get and beat that level without having to spend money on the game. And I don't like spending money on these mobile games. It doesn't feel real to me, you know? Like when we talk about, the different offers, and I talk to people in my alliance or whoever it is of what you need to do to get shards and covers for the 6 stars and the amount of money that it is. Like, that's like a night out to eat. That's like 2 nights out to eat. That's crazy. But there's people that do it, or they wouldn't be offering it, right? I'm just not one of those people. I'm always looking for a bargain. Not that I'm cheap when it comes to stuff for other people, my wife, my son. Money is no object. For me, you know, I'll take the free shirt. I'll take the cheaper whatever. But yeah, if it's something for me, I'll think twice about it. But for other people that I care about, just like as an example, we can get into this. Let's see how we do here. Not bad. So I am a wrestling person. I've been a wrestling person my whole life. Sports entertainment, WWE, AEW, that sort of thing. So WWE is coming to my town tomorrow, Docks. And I've been dragging my feet on tickets because the tickets are crazy expensive. When they were here a year and a half ago, it was May of last year, so yeah, a year and a half ago, we got lower level seats, I think for like $70 a person with fees. And I think those same seats, when the tickets first went on sale, were like $85, right? So here we are the day before. Tickets have not gone on sale. They only have half the building open. They don't even have most of the upper bowl open. And I think they've only sold about 2/3 of what's available. And the tickets keep going down in price. Just as a difference from yesterday to today, the lowest price went down about $7 from what it was before. And I have friends of mine that usually wait till the day of anyway, because they only go by themselves, so they're a one-person seat filler. Myself, my brother, and his 2 younger kids, who are still really, really into WWE, have kind of fallen out with WWE for a variety of reasons. Just Google some of their business practices, but I'm not going to preach. Everybody enjoy what you like. That being said, I have a feeling that before the show goes live tomorrow, we could probably go to the box office and get super, super cheap seats. We're going to get seats regardless. Now, the only thing that I might be kicking myself on is this last week, while the ticket prices were still up in that $85 range, they had a buy 3, get 1 free deal. And again, we definitely missed the boat on that one, but I might have to double check to see if I could dig that up. But that being said, I'm going to see WWE tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. It's the night before John Cena's last match. John Cena's not going to be there. Randy Orton, my nephew's favorite, is not going to be there. I really haven't been following WWE too closely for the better part of the last, 8 months. So it's going to be a definitely interesting experience for me. I was just at that same building last week for a minor league hockey game, and that was a lot of fun. The kids are super into ice sports currently, and into hockey being one of them, so they had a blast. I had won for a 4-pack of tickets from my local cable provider. For real, not the code for that. And I gave the tickets to them, thinking that their whole family would go, but they decided to bring me as well, which was very nice of them. They could have just taken the tickets and told me to go pound sand, and I wouldn't have thought twice about it. It is what it is. But I really had a good time at the game. And then next week, through my wife's employer, we got tickets, which were a little bit more expensive than World Wrestling Entertainment, to go see the local touring production of Book of Mormon. So getting a little culture. We're actually dragging my kid to it. And I say dragging, he don't like to do nothing, but he likes to do his own thing. I want to say he's lazy, he likes to do his own thing. It was a 2-day affair to get him to clean his room this past weekend. And I've already said too much about him. I don't like talking about him too much. Because again, he's at that age. He's a teenager. You don't need your dad talking about you on the old internet. You know, it's fun when you're a baby and that sort of thing, but he's definitely not a baby anymore. So yeah, I'm just kind of mindlessly doing this and updating the spreadsheet as we're going along. I didn't need covers for Viper. I didn't need covers for Silver Sable, as you see there. I already had them champed. Last time around I did, and that's why we did open packs last time. But this time, it's a hunt for command points, and I'm going to make sure. And last time I made a note of how many command points I ended the video with, and then how many I got in between this video and the store opening, and then I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the last video. So this time I'm going to make a concerted effort, put a big note right next to Iron Man on the spreadsheet that says command points were this, and now they're this in between, just to kind of see how many we get. One of these days I'm going to do video, one of these days I'm going to do a side-by-side with the game and the spreadsheet. One of these days, one of these days, one of these days. I got my wrestling podcast tonight, and there's a big match that's going on live as we record. And thanks to our executive producer, we're going to cut in live just so we can do a live commentary on the match. It's not going to be a good one, but it's definitely going to be a funny one, and that's why we're doing it. If you can't be the best wrestler, be the funniest. That's what I say. Whether it's intentional or not, just know I'm laughing. But other than that, you know, hope everyone's still playing. Variety of levels of play, you know. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever give up this game. But like I said moments ago, I definitely feel like the time of cutting down on how much money I spend with the game. Which, again, is only $10, 28 every 28 days, 130 bucks. You know, it's 130 bucks I could do something else with, right? Buy myself a new hat. I don't know. Something. And I think I'm going to open up the latest Legends that I get here, just to see how this all goes. And it's always nice to beef up the roster. You know, why do we have latest Legends? Why do we have anything? You know? And my roster is at a level where I have 3 folks at 550, right? So everyone else under that doesn't even matter, because they're judging me by those top 3 anyway. You can hear my heavy hands on this, of course, and this ends up being a little bit longer of a video than we would like. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned before, I did get that fully leveled up to 370 3-star Luke Cage. So what I am going to do is, I am going to build up another one to 370, which is going to take forever, but don't matter. I already got one at 370. So we're going to build a second one all the way up to 370, and then those are the 2 that we're going to smush together. I'm not going to get it to 266 and fold it in. We're going to get 2. I know I'm not doing that with the 4s, because I had already started that, and I didn't want to kind of I did not want to put a freeze on what I was doing with the 4s. But this is my first fully leveled up 3-star, so let's do that. That's what I do with the 2 stars, and the 1 stars are such a disaster. How many I have cooking at any one given time. And then there's multiple 3 stars that I do have, like, multiple sitting of. And I know I've mentioned it before on a video, but I'll just go and show you when we're done here. Just to see how silly some of them look. I know, like, I have multiples of Hulk 3-star. And I have multiples of Spider-Gwen 3-star. That's, like, the biggest ones, right? So, like, those ones probably, when I get Spider-Gwen or the Hulk or whomever it is up, since I already have level 271 sitting, that'll be like a little easier to kind of start moving them up the chain as opposed to building them from scratch. But then like the fact that I have multiples of them sitting, you know, that's where the real problem comes in. And I did pause PI's video, and I am going to go back to it when I'm done here. Yeah, there's Viper. Ooh, we're going to be able to smush two of these together. Nice. And I have a ton of his covers in the hole, so we're going to come back to him. Let's get She-Hulk. We're going to be able to do She-Hulk as well. Cool. Not that I need roster spots from like the original Ascension deal, but it's always nice to free some up. Okay. Nobody's sitting. So let's ascend two folks here. Cool. There's one. And then let's go ahead and get She-Hulk. No covers in the hole there, but that's okay. Like I said, the 4s I was already starting, so I didn't want to stop midstream on those. And then what do we get? 11 more? Yeah, let's do those 11. Let's see what we get. Like I said, it ends up being a little bit longer of a video than I thought, but that's okay. I'm chatting. I'm getting stuff out of here. You're watching. You're getting a chance to see the roster. Cool, cool, cool. Like I said, because you need 4 covers on so many people, there's a lot of folks that just don't get anything. But you still need those covers, or everything ends up being stagnant here. Cosmo. Sorry, I'm not talking. Like I said, updating the spreadsheet takes focus. I am a piker, though, when it comes to spreadsheets. I saw some sort of Excel thing that happened recently online. Hey, there we go. Are we going to dump those as well? Yeah, might as well. And then that's right above. So after Puck, it is neck and neck. Because right now I have the infamous Iron Man, Dr. Doom, and M'Baku at 350. So it is going to be one of those two that are the next one that gets the push to start the road to 370, as it were. And I think I ended up getting maybe one more latest legend, 2 more. I was talking to my kid, of course. There's certain characters, and I need to figure out when the cutoff was. There's certain characters that, like, I have their power sets memorized. Probably most of the 3s. Like, I could tell you the color, but he had gotten the 4-star Miles Morales. And I knew his full power set, casting cost, the whole deal from memory. And I just think, obviously, it's like too many characters in game that makes it so difficult. So I need to see where my mind kind of shut off, where I don't have all these things committed to memory. If I was to guess, it would have been about 6 years ago. I wonder what happened 6 years ago, or thereabouts. And it caused memory and focus and things of that nature to change and regain focus, but there we go. So that ended up being just under 100 pulls. That ended up being a ton of stuff, and I think I ended up getting about an extra 220 command points from everything that I did there. So I'm making sure to take note of this, so that when we come back in about a week's time to do the Cosmic Invasion Iron Man, I know how many command points I got between now and then, dumping them all in the hopes that we can get him fully champed. But other than that, definitely thank you very much for watching. Like, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, etc., comment, let me know what your thoughts are on spending money, VIP, all that sort of thing. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the Cosmic Invasion Iron Man store.